We back. We back. My boy Ray, my boy Nick. We back.
Okay.
Love it here. Make sure to follow us on all socials. Link is in the bio for all the info you need to know about the brand. We trying to grow it. We about 2 months in, and we feeling real good about how we moving forward. But speaking of moving forward, big move made today. Big move made on this great Veterans Day. Thanks to all the veterans who have served. But let's talk about this great move right now. He's back where it all started. MVP land. I don't know why you got the jersey, because y'all the reason he was not on the team.
If you don't have that BS on, at least turn around so we see the last name. Don't nobody want to see the Patriots on the front. And look, look. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As y'all see,
next time, cut all the logos off and cut the front off so we can just see the last name. Because don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. Now you done scarred all the fans' eyes with that mutiny on your chest. Nobody wants to see that.
Hey, don't hate because my team actually has a winning record. Okay? All right, let's go.
Do you want to get on him before we go on to the question, or
let's get this first. We'll handle that later.
Anyways, Superman is back with his original team, the Panthers. Ooh, thank you. Y'all can go check out our earlier video when we spoke about this, and I think somebody mentioned him returning to the Panthers. I don't remember who it was.
I feel like it was
Jordan. Somebody mentioned it. Go check one of our old videos about Cam earlier and see when he got released from that doofus team right there. Anyways.
Hey, I believe in Cam as soon as he got to New England. In Cam, I trust.
I didn't believe in him. Belichick.
Yeah, well, there's only so much I can do. I believed in him, but Belichick didn't. So we got a pocket passing system quarterback. So what can I say?
Speaking of quarterback, in y'all opinion, now this is the big thing. In y'all opinion, I can answer all these at once, or y'all can just go ahead and just let me know y'all reactions to it. What does this mean for Cam's career? What does this mean for the Panthers moving forward? And what does this mean for their quarterback situation? Ray, I'm going to go to you first because your team didn't do nothing to Cam. Knicks did. Hurt my boy feelings. Let's go, Ray.
You said, what does this mean for Cam? What does this mean for the Panthers?
And what does it mean for their quarterback situation? Should their current quarterback be worried?
I'm fighting in myself. Is like, is this a move just for the Panthers, or is this a move for Cam Newton? Or is it a little bit of both? Because
a bit of both.
Could be both.
The Panthers obviously needed an extra quarterback in that room. That's a no-brainer. They could have picked anybody, but they chose to pick Cam Newton. Now, that's from the Panthers side of like, okay, logistically, we need another quarterback in here. From like a feel-good moment, can we this is just a feel-good moment, bro. We said this right before camera. I believe it was JT said this right before camera. This is like Melo getting his second chance with the Portland Trailblazers because they literally tried to keep this man out the league. They were just like, oh, Cam Newton can't do this, Cam Newton can't do that, Melo can't do this, Melo can't do that, and Melo came with the Portland Trailblazers, completely revitalized his career. This, and it urges the question too, is this a make or break for Cam Newton? Because the Panthers are still going to be there. At the end of the year, the Panthers are going to go to the draft, do free agency, do all this stuff. They're going to revamp, reload, and continue being an NFL team. But I think this is more about Cam Newton's legacy than it is about the Panthers. Because right now, the Panthers are 4-5 sitting at the bottom of their division. Now it's still early in the halfway through the year, slightly competitive. I think, let's see, Tampa Bay has 2 losses. New Orleans lost Jameis Winston, so they have a quarterback situation to figure out. And Atlanta is just 1 loss better than them at 4-4. So they can be competitive. It just comes down to really their offense because their defense is loaded. We talked about this before. They picked up Stephon Gilmore, C.J. Henderson. D-line is still dogs. Linebackers are still dogs. Their defense ain't going nowhere. Can their offense match up? And this is a make or break for Cam Newton. This is do or die. If Cam Newton, we're not expecting Cam Newton to be MVP again, but this is just a great day, great moment. And if I'm literally praying for his success. There's going to be a lot of people hating on him, and there's a lot of people hating on him now. But I'm praying this man can succeed at some level. And I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but I sure hope statistically Cam Newton can ball out. Go ahead, Nick. Nick, are you need a hearing aid, buddy?
Directed it back to JT, so I was waiting for JT to direct it.
I didn't know JT's name was Nick.
Oh,
I thought he made it clear who he was going to.
I couldn't. Next time I'll get a big sign that says your name. It says Nick.
No, you need to have it say idiot.
Right.
You're right.
All right. This is a make or break year for Cam Newton. Point blank, period. He had a redemption year in New England, didn't go so hot. He's been given a second chance.
Really?
Right here with the Carolina Panthers. His entire rest of his career is in jeopardy because if he can't make this work with Carolina, then who else is going to want Cam Newton after this? And Cam Newton, in my opinion, has still got a few good years left in him. Obviously his arm talent's been a little bit of speculation, just have been him being able to throw the ball 20, 30 yards down the field. As you can see with the Patriots, that was kind of his main concern, main struggle with them. And with some time out of football now too, coming back, is that gonna affect the way he plays now? But also he's going back to a system that's very familiar with him. He spent the majority of his beginning of his career with Carolina Panthers. He's familiar with the system.
Though. He spent some time away, bro. It's not the same team.
It's not. But it's still a familiar system though. Because obviously the coaching staff's a little different. They do have some more revolving parts on the offense. I think Christian McCaffrey will be there to help him out still. If Christian McCaffrey can remain healthy for once, that'll help him Newton take a little pressure off of him. Hey. But also about it, the Carolina quarterback situation is god awful. It is abysmal. Sam Darnold had high hopes going in there, had a pretty good start.
Hold on, that's disrespectful. I wouldn't say awful.
Awful.
Because we're talking about awful, then you bring up teams like the Texans. Now that is awful.
Pretty much right now.
This quarterback situation isn't awful. It's just not
horrendous.
what they hoped it would be.
All right, hold on. Sam Darnold is seeing ghosts again. All right, let's get that from.
It was just against the Patriots, bro. The Patriots just have him seeing Houdini in this mug. Like I don't know what it is.
Sam Darnold, like I said, had a pretty decent start. He's struggling really bad now. I don't even know who's after. I don't even know who's their second string quarterback.
Hold on. Put some respect on PJ Walker's name. Put some respect on his name.
Third string. I didn't even know he was.
Put some respect on his name. Okay.
And honestly, I'd rather give PJ Walker a chance before Sam Darnold, to be honest. But I'm not going to be picking and choosing. But their situation needs help, and it needs help fast. And if anybody can do it, I think Cam Newton's perfect fit for it. Perfect fit for it. But if he can make a run for the Carolina Panthers, and if he can revitalize that team and at least get them close to if he gets them a fighting chance to get into the playoffs, or even get them into the playoffs, that will be a stamp on his career. As it's a comeback. You're talking about maybe the comeback of the year at that point. And so if he can make something out of this, the rest of this half of the season with the Panthers, and then moving forward, they might give him maybe, who knows, next year, maybe a 2-3-year deal. And, like I said, look, Melo hit a bump in the road in OKC. Maybe just Cam Newton hit a bump in the road in New England. He gets to Carolina, just like Melo did with Portland. It can just make so many more outlets for Cam Newton moving forward. And he's got to make the best of this situation, because if he doesn't, it can get ugly really fast. Because you know how the media will chew him out and spit him up like nothing.
No, it's not just the media. It's the NFL.
Cam Newton's already on the hot seat spotlight.
Yeah, the media controls the narrative, dog. Play speaks for itself. Let's think about the things that got Cam Newton out of there, okay? Health was number one. Health was his biggest issue. Because of that, His throws didn't look good. He was rarely on the field towards the later years in Carolina. Like, health was a big issue. 2, protection. Protection wasn't always there. And, of course, that got exploited when they went to that Super Bowl. Like, that protection was awful. And 2, receivers, which they have drastically improved since his time there in Carolina. Now that he's back, they got some studs at receiver, including DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. They got some studs now. So the number one thing is Cam Newton healthy? And a great NBA player said this once last year. I don't know if I'll ever be 100% ever again for the rest of my career. That is literally going to be the determining factor for Cam Newton. If Cam Newton's arm is healthy enough and he can throw an accurate ball, there's no reason he shouldn't take over that starting job and that team should be somewhat relevant. But if he's not fully healthy, it's going to show. And if he starts throwing, if he has like 2 bad games, they're going to be calling for him to be exiled from the NFL. Like, his health is going to be the biggest factor in this.
And that's what I was saying when his time with New England. His main concern was his health and his arm and his arm talent. His arm talent's obviously not the same. So if that trickles into Carolina, they will not hesitate to get him out of there. And the media is going to eat him alive too if he does not perform. So there's a lot of pressure on Cam Newton to live up to expectations right now. And
now, my next question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but the next and final question for this. Y'all ain't got to keep it short, but this is the last question for this segment. Is he going to be able to accomplish this and maintain staying in the NFL? Because y'all did say this is make or break. Do y'all personally believe he will do it? Either one y'all can pick.
I think I want to believe. I want to believe he can. Just because first of all, if you're a fan of football, you should be a fan of Cam Newton. Man was a face of the NFL. Man changed the game. He changed the culture. Like, he was a culture changer. He was a legit culture changer, and you have to appreciate that. And being a fan of his, you hope and pray he can do something with his career. It's the NFL, bro. Like, when you get an opportunity, you can't mess it up. Tom Brady said that. I don't even like the man, but he said facts. When you get it, and I'm going to quote him directly, when you get a chance in the NFL, don't F it up. Because you may never get another one again. And I love Cam Newton, but the same thing applies to him. Go ahead, Nick.
And that's the thing, too. Like, I believed in Cam ever since he left Carolina to go into New England. I had nothing but full faith and belief that he can deliver some wins to the football franchise. And, I mean, he did. I mean, the first couple of games did not do bad. He got COVID, and that entire team just went into a spiral. And it just was never the same. And so I want to believe Cam Newton can do this. And I think he will do this because like I said, if anybody's going to be able to do this, it's going to be Cam Newton. Cam Newton's got the heart of a lion. He's got the spirit of a warrior.
He's a hustler for sure. On and off the field, Cam Newton is a hustler. He's the guy. He's the guy you got to respect.
110% every time he steps out on that football field. And that's the reason why I think he can revitalize that team. Even though that Carolina's situation is not the most ideal, if anybody's going to be able to get them out of there, it's going to be Cam. So I think he will. I don't think it'll be like, oh, they're just going to win like 9 straight games. I think it'll be gradual progression over the season. Like, they won't – I mean, I think they'll start getting it clicking after a few games. Because, I mean, it takes chemistry and it takes time to rebuild what you have left and what you have lost over the – obviously he hasn't even been in football for a while.
How does the schedule look?
Back in the rhythm. But I think as the progresses, I think he'll be able to do it.
Because I think if they can finish over 500, he will definitely have his career
over that hump
settle for a few years.
Then he'll be all right.
So he still has to pass his physical, but so we can assume that he's not going to play against the Cardinals again. Y'all are seeing this from a standpoint of we're recording like a week in advance. So this game against the Cardinals is already going to be played by the time y'all see this. So let's just assume he's not playing this week, but they got Washington, they got the Dolphins, they got the Falcons, then they got the Bills, then they have a home stretch of Buccaneers, Saints, Buccaneers. So
Oh.
I'm looking at it like that's a loss. That's a dub. 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 5-2. At worst, they can go 5-3, but then that only gets them to what is that? 9-8.
Let me
That's
just say this. Let me
actually-
say this to close it out. You said 9-8. All right.
Mhm.
So you saying that your prediction is they'll finish the season 9-8.
My prediction is yes, they will go 5-3 for the rest of the year if Cam Newton comes back when they play the football team.
Nick, I'm gonna ask you
They
your
go
record, and then we're gonna close it out after this. Nick, what is your prediction for their record ending the season with Cam?
I say they split it. I say they go 4-4, and they do have a tough home stretch against the Buccaneers and the Saints. But I do think they have some very winnable games in there, and I do think the games where he plays the Buccaneers and the Saints, those are going to be probably their most competitive games. And if Cam Newton can go out there and perform and at least put up a competitive game, even if they lose, but if he puts up some good numbers and gives them a fighting chance in those games, that's going to really help his case moving forward. And even like I said, even if he can get a couple games like against like the Washington football team or even against the Bills, he gets a quality win against the Bills, that's only going to help his status moving into the season. But I think during the stretch they'll go 4-4 and they'll finish 8-9.
And on that note, I gotta say, appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Ray believes in Cam. Nick believes in Cam. I believe y'all need to follow us. Superman is back, and I don't think his kryptonite is just settling in, but we're gonna see as time goes. I believe he'll do it, but as I said, like, subscribe, follow us on all socials, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Really hope y'all enjoyed the video today. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the rest of our page and check out all of our content. Make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. See y'all later.